G'day Aussie Ben. Now I left you with a bit of a cliffhanger with the last video. We were just changing some events that we'd set up from a way that worked to a way that's going to work more efficiently. So what we'd done is we'd set up a sort of master event saying that if the character's on the floor, and that was it, and then as sub-events to that, if the character's moving, do something. If the character's not moving, do something. If the character's moving, do something. So we're going to change the animations. So if the character's not moving, we're going to change an animation of the character to 0. And if the character is moving, we're going to change the animation of the character to 1. From memory, I think that's correct. So remember, these ones are disabled. Effectively, they'll do nothing. This should now take their place. So it's just slightly more efficient. Very slight, but it's slightly more efficient. Let's give that a quick try. Okay, as you can see, the character is moving, animations are working, jump is working, coins are disappearing, stars are disappearing. So it's all coming along nicely. So what we might do now is actually just a little bit of housekeeping. As your levels get bigger, the names that you might be using here, the generic names might not be suitable. So rather than this fellow here being called character 3, I'd like to call him hero. It'll just be easier for me to identify. So I've clicked on the character, I click up where the name is, I delete the name that was there, and I rename it as hero. Hit the tick, and job's done. So likewise here, I'm just going to call this grass. Tick and done. And this one here, I'm going to call gold coin. Now, one of the things that you'll pick up on is that using spaces is a bad thing and the program won't let you do that. So I could call it gold coin and it's still readable, or gold underscore coin. Either way is good. So that's just a little bit of housekeeping there to get the names a bit more friendly. And the good thing is that they will all update themselves automatically inside the events viewer as well, so you won't break anything. Now, okay, what we're going to have a look at next is some different types of platforms actually. So I'll come back to Scene Editor and I'm going to have a look in my object list, and there's something in there that sort of looks like log bridges. There it is there, bridge logs. And I'll add that and I'll just drag it onto my main scene over here. So what I'm going to treat these as is a platform that I can jump up and through to go up, up, up. So I need to click on the object, I need to set it as a platform, activate it, but in this instance, set it as a jump through platform. And done. And I might control, drag, and make some copies. And we'll see how that goes. Give that a quick preview. Righto. Yep, beautiful. Okay, so that's all coming along nicely. What I might also do, not for any real purpose, but just to show you how you can edit some of your events, I'd like to change it so that when I click a star they don't delete. I'll get them to rotate in there in around a sort of access point. And also when I collect coins, I'd like it to play a little noise for me. So I'm going to jump back to Events Editor. I'm I'm going to find where I had set those events up. So for example, hero is in collision with gold coin, delete gold coin. That's still fine. I still want all that. What I'm going to do is add a secondary action to this, which will play some sound as well. So have a look down the list, and actually I'll just see if I can. No, there's sound. There we go, play a sound. Now there's some built-in sounds you can use, and I'll just go for that one. I'm not sure what it is. I won't play around with any of these options here, and just hit add. And so what will occur now, not only will the coin delete, it'll play some sort of little sound as well. Okay, this one here, I'd like to change this action so that the star's not getting deleted, that it actually rotates instead. I've got two options. I could actually add a new action, and I'm looking for something that talks about rotating. I guess that's probably it. Rotate. Rotate what? The star. And then this is a little bit tricky the first time you see it. So angular speed. I know that if I get it to spin at about 180 degrees per second, that's a reasonable little animation. So I'm just going to type in 180 and add. So I could do that. Now the problem, a couple of problems that I've got here, is that I need to remember, well, I've got two actions and one sort of cancels out the other, so to speak. So I need to get rid of this action. Alternatively, what I could have done is, rather than adding a new action, I could have just edited the one that was there. So just to prove that, I'll delete that and I'll edit this. So to edit any existing action, you don't have to delete it and start from scratch. You can just click on it and then find the appropriate action. So rotate star 180. Okay, so I'd like to test that now. I want to hear if that sound plays, and the coin still deletes, that's fine. And I could add other actions as well, but I'm not going to. And the star, so now when I click on the star, I just want it to rotate. So I have a quick check of that in our preview. Okay. Now, I can assure you that is playing a sound. You'll need to test it on your own system. This one I can demonstrate a bit better. Now as I click the stars, they do rotate. And if I jump on the stars, they don't do anything because I haven't programmed to do anything. So that's coming along nicely. Back to Scene Editor. What I'd like to do is start to introduce the idea of having an enemy in the game as well. So I'm going to use one of these platforms here, and I'll create some copies of it. I'll actually turn on my grid, get that locked into place, and I'll start to create some copies. Turn off the grid and just slide that across a bit. Good enough. Okay, so on this platform here, I'm going to have an enemy sort of patrolling backwards and forwards. So what I can do there to get myself started is I need to find a reasonable object to be the enemy. Scroll down the lists and I'll go for the old purple ooze slime. Add it, click, drag and release. Now by this stage there should be no surprise that if I go ahead and play this, that the enemy does nothing. Just because it is an enemy doesn't mean it knows how to move or anything like that, or how to react if I collide with it and things like that. So I'll just check that that's the case, that no miracle has happened. And then what we'll do is we'll come back in the next video and look at how to add a bit of intelligence to this guy. So there's my enemy, nothing happening. I can go over to where the enemy is, jump on him, nothing happens. It's just an object on the screen. So we'll return in the next video and have a look at how to get that enemy to do some patrolling and how we can stomp on the enemy as well.